It.
Here we go. Okay, good evening, everyone. This is the Urban Forestry Committee. It is February 20th, 2025, and this meeting is being held remotely and is being recorded. And pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, this meeting will be held remotely. So first, I would like for the committee to go around and introduce yourselves and, I don't know, say something that you're enjoying doing this winter, tree related or not. Alphabetical by first name. And is Kala here? Yeah, Kala.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties, but I think I figured it out. My name is Calla Taylor. I'm a youth member, and something I've been enjoying is ice skating.
All right, thank you. Doris, right?
Yes, hi, sorry for the poor connection. I am stuck on a Green Line train, but my name is Doris. I'm a committee member. I'm an arborist and a climate resilience engineer. And this winter I have been dreaming about spring.
Everybody, my name's Dorothy Supit. I'm a member of the committee. I'm a tree enthusiast, and I've been enjoying all winter sports.
I think I'm next. My name is Leah Grisman. I'm a landscape architect and one of the co-chairs of the committee. And this winter, I've really enjoyed hiking in the snow and also very hopeful and optimistic that all the snow is insulating the trees and that it will provide them a lot of water come spring. So those are my optimistic thoughts.
Hi, my name is Marion, and I'm a member of the committee and a tree enthusiast. And I too have been really enjoying snow hiking, actually.
All right. My name is Tori Antonino. I am co-chair of the Urban Forestry Committee. And I'm fostering kitties, and I might be a foster fail. They will be indoor cats only, but I'm having this wonderful love affair with them. And a few days ago, my downstairs neighbors texted me this little ball of floof outside in the backyard taking a nap, and it was sort of like hard to tell, and then it sat up and yawned, and it was a coyote. So, which started a whole thread of making sure, well, trying to discourage coyotes from sleeping in the backyard, but it was pretty amazing to see. And Kala, question, where'd you go ice skating?
The Kendall, in Kendall Square, there's a like the Canal District, I think it's called. It's outside, and they have like fairy lights on the trees. It's really nice.
Oh my gosh, that sounds wonderful.
My team actually designed that. So glad to hear you're enjoying it.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Nice job, Leah. At this time, let us introduce our associate members.
Miss me, can I introduce
Geez, oh, Vanessa.
That's all good. Vanessa Bukili, I'm Senior Urban Forestry and Landscape Planner. One of the things I've been enjoying is sledding with my kids.
So do you go in Somerville? And you don't have to reveal your secret spot.
No, in Stoneham near.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now we will have our, I think we just have one associate member, just to introduce yourself, please.
Hi there, Rob Van Dennebiel, associate member. And let's see, I guess I've just been mostly enjoying the fact that we're having a real winter this year for the first time in several. And although it's not exciting to think about now, it is really helpful and important for nature in many ways to have a significant cold weather extended period of time so that a lot of important and cool things can happen in the spring. And yeah, it's been great that we've had a little bit more snow because again, we've been in some drought conditions, so that'll be really helpful when it all finally does start to melt. I don't know when that's going to happen, but and I've been doing a lot of planning for the spring, so it's kind of fun to plan for the spring when you're really desperate for it to be here, but you know you've got a couple more months to go. So
Well, thank you for that, Rob. And yes, we are in a drought. Okay, so right now what I'd like to do is because we value inclusion and transparency here at the Urban Forestry Committee, and we like to include people who may be in the audience, we would like to at this time offer you to be, promoted to a panelist. So if you'd like to have your face on the screen or not, or at least be audible, that is an offer. Vanessa, do we have any takers? Is there anyone?
Yeah, Michael's coming.
Okay. Oh, good.
Lori, it's Michael Fager. Where did you see a coyote?
Oh, no, I knew I shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, no, you need to tell me. I need to know.
It's on Prospect Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's been several sightings.
You sure it was a coyote, not a gray fox?
Pretty sure it was a coyote.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael, would you care to introduce yourselves and share something you're enjoying this winter?
Oh, hi, I'm Michael Fager. I'm the chair of the Conservation Commission and an applicant to be on this committee. My application is still pending. Well, I'm enjoying travel this winter. I just came back from Yellowstone National Park where it was minus 20-ish degrees with 3.5 feet of snow. And in 3 weeks, I'm going to Botswana, where there won't be any minus 2 temperatures or snow for that matter. So that's what I'm enjoying this winter. I'm not enjoying the heavy snow and the ice and all of that. And I expect coyotes to be anywhere in the city because I've seen coyote sign everywhere. So
I'm hoping we can cohabitate. I mean,
no. It's beyond hope. It's already happening.
it's happening. Yeah.
That's why you're seeing them on Prospect Hill.
Yeah.
Have there been any sightings in East Somerville? Because I continue to hope that somehow this side of the highway and of 28 remains coyote free.
Not a chance. I can't say of any official sightings, but my knowledge of coyotes is not a chance. They are everywhere in the city. You just don't see them.
We've seen foxes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's rat control if we're, of course, not poisoning them. Okay.
They really do like cats though, Tori, so you need to be careful.
They are, so my cats will forever be indoors. It is unfair to them and it is unfair to our birds especially. Not to tell anybody what to do, but it's much better for the environment and for them to have them inside. But thank you, Michael, for the reminder. Okay, so let's go into some housekeeping. And Vanessa, what do we have for housekeeping? Are we done with interviews? We still have one more. Was that today and I missed it?
We had one yesterday. Now we
Okay.
can make some decisions as a group.
Okay. Was
Now's
that a youth
good time
member?
for us. Yes.
It was. Okay. Okay. So I guess we'll go to co-chair nominations. So I would like to have somebody else take the opportunity to become co-chair and lead this committee. As a co-chair, things that we do, are help set the agenda and lead meetings. And I think that's pretty much what we do.
We haven't had the
And-
chance in a while, but I think we do sign memos. I don't think I've signed a memo yet, but I think
Yes, you
that's
get
in
your
the
name officially on a
Mhm.
memo. So
And then
excited.
often involved in new committee member interviews. Not exclusive to the co-chairs, but inclusive of them.
Yeah. So would anyone like to either nominate somebody or nominate themselves or express interest or have more questions? Okay, I'll give us all some time to think about this.
Calla did a great job leading a meeting once when you left. I don't know if you're interested, Calla, but that would be fun and great experience.
I mean, I would, thank you so much. I'd totally be interested. The only thing that's on my mind is how long of a time commitment is it? Because I am gonna probably in the fall end my time with the committee, unfortunately.
Well, Calla, I would love you, if this is something you're interested in, you want to do it for a few months, we would love your leadership. But only if only if that's something you'd be interested in.
I'd be honored to, but I'm also open to other people doing it as well.
Okay. Well, shall I let folks think about this? This very prestigious position. Leah, I mean, I will serve until somebody else offers. It's good to share the wealth. Okay, let's think on it.
And I think it also would be, I don't know if it's like in our bylaws that it needs to be a year. I think we've talked about it being kind of year rotation, but I don't think that's mandatory. I think this is one of the ones we get to sort of set. So I think, Calla, if you're interested, I think a 8-month term is very reasonable. And we'll also I know we do have a lot of newer folks on the committee, so that will also give folks time to settle in a little bit more, maybe before they're feeling comfortable to step up to being a co-chair.
I would support Calla's nomination.
So shall we give everyone some time to think? Or are we gonna like put the pressure on Calla? I don't support hazing, I guess, save for coyotes, but okay, yes, we are going to let people think on it, including Calla. Okay, next we are moving to resident concerns, and we're going to start with non-committee members. Does anyone have any concerns? Guess that would just be you, Michael. So
Yeah, I do have a question. Maybe you can help me out with this. Last time I was at a meeting, you announced that the Watershed Association, I believe in cooperation with the city, was going to be giving away trees. And so I signed up for a consideration of that. And they're already sending me emails asking me if I want to schedule a site inspection, but I haven't even had the opportunity to review a species selection to decide, in fact, if I really want any of those trees that they are offering in my yard. Is there any way to get such a listing, or am I just gonna take what they give me?
Michael, I just finalized a list last week, I think. But it is a little bit open as well. So I put together a list of 11 species that are native to the eastern US with a range of sizes, so a range of conditions. I'm happy to email that to you. I think the site visit, it's sort of all tandem, but we're not forcing any particular tree on you. It's let's see if there's a good spot for a tree, and then we'll work with you to figure out a species that would work in that spot that you'd be happy with. So I think you don't need to be scared of a site visit, but I'm happy to send you the list for you to ponder.
Great, thank you.
So good to hear that people are hearing back.
There was a bunch of people signed up, like 50 or so.
Wow.
We have 60 trees to give away, so
Wow.
there's a lot of interest, which is great.
Yeah, good job. All right, let's open it up to the committee. What's going on in your neighborhood? Any more coyote sightings? And please just unmute yourselves and chime in. Trying to think if I have any updates. Hopefully there will be a ban of an ordinance coming out that will ban escars on city property. Right now it's policy, but we're also looking to introduce a home rule petition to which is something that a city can put forward to the state, and you ask, basically, we want sort of sovereignty with escars on public and private property. So
Wait.
several, I think there's now 5 cities in the Commonwealth who have banned escars, second generation anticoagulants.
Thank you.
I think that's it, or second generation.
Yeah, you got it right.
I got it right?
Just put the word rodenticide at the end.
Rodenticide. So it's the poison, right, that is now
Yeah.
killing so many of our birds and wild and foxes. And so there's about 5 cities that have passed a local ordinance, and several of those cities, not 5, not the all 5 of them have, not all 5 of them, but have also sent in for a home rule petition. And
I
then
can
there's
add a
the
little bit here.
Hawkinsville. Oh,
I can
sorry.
add a little bit here if you don't mind too.
Sorry, Rob, I didn't hear what you said.
I'll add a little bit on this topic too, if you don't mind.
No, I would love some help on this.
Yeah, so it's been a big issue, and it's really sad actually in a bunch of ways, but Arlington is sort of the leader of the pack here. They've been doing an amazing job with this whole issue. Belmont has followed suit and is doing some really good work as well. I have been involved with a small group of people doing some work here in Cambridge as also, and our city council is, I think, hopefully close to also setting a sort of a rule against it. As you were saying with Somerville, it's sort of policy right now, but it needs to be a lot stronger than policy, because as I think we've all experienced, if if one person doesn't know that what the policy actually is, things can happen. And on top of that, there's just the fact that many cities also don't even do their own rodent control. They contract with pest companies, and those pest companies don't necessarily have to or follow the rules all the time as well as they maybe could or should. At least that's the experience happening in Cambridge, which I can only imagine is similar in other places. But yeah, getting the state to act is the biggest thing that we're looking for now, and it's getting close. I think that there's a strong likelihood that the state might make a whole Massachusetts rule that escars would be banned. So we'll see. We'll see. But great to see that Somerville is moving in that direction as well.
Yes, thank you, Rob. And I'm just gonna put in the chat the bill. Funnily enough, it's called the Hawkins bill, and this would ban statewide. I don't know if on public and private property, but someone can look that up. Calla, you're on. Do that, please.
I think if people want more information, just in case, a really helpful source is Mass Audubon is doing a lot of really great work here, in addition to, like I said, Arlington in particular. And Arlington has an excellent Facebook page, Save Arlington Wildlife, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But Mass Audubon has a whole campaign statewide to get as many towns as possible to join the effort. So be a great place to go and to find out more information if you're interested.
Absolutely. And Michael, I see your hand. And save, there's also a Save Somerville Wildlife as well. And we coordinate with Save Arlington. And Laura Kiesel is not here, but just shout out to her and all the work that she's doing. Hi, Michael.
I have a question. You say that they're trying to make a local, I assume it's an ordinance, and it requires a home rule petition from the legislature to be effective?
No, so the local ordinance, well, I guess this is two parts. The local ordinance would be for citywide property, and applying for the home rule petition would allow us in effect to ban it on private property as well.
And have you spoken with the appropriate political people like
Nope.
Pat
Yeah.
Jalen or?
Pat Jalen, Christine Barber, haven't talked with Erica or Mike yet. They're all signed on to the Hawkins bill for sure. And we haven't put a home rule petition out, but there are two, Jake Wilson and Willie Burnley are taking lead at the city level. I think Jake is working on a lot of on the ground education and Willie's kind of working on the ordinance, and together and with Safe Somerville Wildlife, and probably in conjunction with Arlington too, you know, using their examples. So those are right now the point people, Jake and Willie, for getting the ordinance done, and then starting working with the city to do a stronger campaign.
Okay, I just want to note that unfortunately the rat people are having a meeting right now. The city rat person.
That was my other thought, that there's going to be a meeting soon, and it's happening. Well, it's happening right now. Well, I'm hoping that they are discouraging poison. There's also a vitamin D toxic poison. I don't know if it's affects if it affects the food chain and other wildlife. Okay, anyone else on this topic or other resident concerns you might have?
This is maybe an aside, but a lot of the farmers that I know, they just use baking soda, and it works on all small mammals. So I don't know what that means up the food chain or what happens to after that, but it is something that farmers use on voles and rats, mice, squirrels, and other such things.
Huh.
I think it's baking soda and peanut butter. Usually they put it in and then they, you know, eat it.
Okay, well, something to look into for sure. Thank you, Dorothy.
No problem.
And I do see Crystal has joined us. Crystal, if you want to say hi and just introduce yourself if you'd like. And
hi, apologies for being late. I had a class. My name is Crystal Huff. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a frequent flyer. And I mostly just wanted to say hi and thank everyone for their input on my classwork last semester. And I sent Vanessa one of the results, and I don't know if she's had a chance to see it.
I haven't dug into it yet, but thanks for sending it. I'm excited.
Okay, moving along. We're going to move on to item number 3, which is updates from the city. And we will start with city tree removals. And we'll throw it to Vanessa.
Yep. Tangentially unrelated update is that Breck is no longer working with the city. So he left. Last week was his last week. He decided to move back to upstate New York. So he will be missed. So yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Boo!
yeah, boo, boo indeed. He says goodbye. So I will be giving the tree removal updates for now, till we fill that role. There are no new removals. I think he sent all the lists that the tree crew are still working through. So don't think there should be anything new. There was a pretty large tree removed on Tuesday that you may hear about. 16 Glendale Ave. It was a fairly large Norway maple that just had a lot of different defects that combined to make it a hazard, so we had to get rid of it. But I've been talking to some of the residents around there, so just in case that comes to you. Yeah, and then go ahead.
Seeing 29 Central?
Do
you know about
well,
that?
these are private trees, so I'm on city tree.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. But we can switch to private trees if we want, unless
Jumping the gun here, sorry.
any city tree removal questions.
I have one for the city tree removals. How did the hearing go?
Oh, yeah. We had a hearing a couple weeks ago to discuss, I'm trying to remember, it's been busy. There was one small tree that was in poor condition near the Edgerly that's in the way of a future handicap accessible parking space. And then, oh yeah, it was 299 Broadway. There was 2 honey locust trees, one on the Broadway side and one on Sewell. So that's where the is it Star Market there? The Star Market site on Broadway and Temple that has been sitting vacant for a long time is going to be developed into affordable housing and a park. So as part of the work, they need to remove those 2 honey locust trees. We had a good discussion, but there were no objections, so we filed our staff report and all those removals will proceed.
It went smoothly. Glad it
It
went
did.
smoothly.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue. We were gonna go to the private tree removals, right?
Right. Yep. Oh yeah, 29 Central Street is a big tree on the church property there, right by Central. I think this is the tree you mentioned, Dorothy, many months ago. No? Okay. Maybe there's a different one. But it was a hazardous tree, so it didn't need a permit.
And did that already happen? I noticed yesterday they really limbed it. I need to go back and look. Either that one they really limbed up already, or they already cut it down and they limbed up the other one.
I don't know. Once we give people the permit or exemption, they don't always tell us when work is happening. I haven't
But the
been.
permit was already given.
Yeah, the exemption was issued.
Exemption, sorry.
Yep. Yep. And it looks like from what I'm seeing, that was the only exemption that we haven't talked about yet. From this year.
Are they going to replace that?
For an exemption, they don't have to. There's no requirements, so I don't know. If they didn't.
Is there any way to encourage it? It's such a huge open green space.
This is the like Greek church property, right?
Yeah.
I remember them reaching out last year to me asking about green score stuff. So I think they're going to be doing something. I never saw a green score, so I don't know if one came through. or what they are doing, but I could always send a species list to them or something, but I don't know. We can't force them to do anything, but encouraging is, you know, a little nudge could help.
Yeah, that would be great. I think they did, this one was removed because I walked by the other day and was like, something has changed. And now I understand what. But I think they like limbed this one. I think they cut all of these limbs off
Oh,
maybe at the same time.
maybe.
It seemed aggressive, but hopefully it's okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Vanessa, I remember too, the green score submission. I don't know if it had anything to do with the, oh gosh, did they put an elevator in? They did a significant change to the building. And they had it was during COVID, they had this big opening and there were lots of people there. I don't know if you were there.
No.
Louisa might have been there. Anyway, there was talk of the green score. So I guess we'll just kind of keep an eye on it. And I forget what triggered it. I don't know if it was the work on the elevator they did, which I believe was CPA funds.
Well, green score is only required for a new principal building or the substantial renovation of an existing building. So that's like doubling the value of the property, I guess, or the building. I don't know how to calculate those things, but I don't know that an elevator would be enough, but it can be like a combination of work over a year period that's enough to be a substantial renovation. But I don't think they've actually done it. It was more of a discussion. So probably the elevator itself wasn't enough. That's my guess.
I can speak from experience and say the elevator itself would not be enough, but that might indicate they're interested in doing more renovation. Similar to my household's situation, we calculated a green score for similar reasons. Also trying to get an elevator, and it might just like we went through a very similar process of being like not sure whether it would be applicable and therefore trying to do the thing in order to make sure that we were within bounds of what was required.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say, thank you, Crystal. I'd say let's just keep this on our radar. You know, this might be a collaboration with this could be some sort of, I don't know, community benefit, or let's just keep an eye on it.
Maybe they'll want a free tree. It is a church. So it's not like they're rolling in dough.
I also, sorry, this is Crystal. I also think that Vanessa's inclination to send like the list of suggested species of trees is a really good one, and like encourage conversation. Like if they want to have more dialogue, if they want to talk about the benefits that the previous tree provided in terms of prevention of erosion and like all of that stuff happening on that site, that might be a good way to open it up too.
Okay, let's keep it on our radar. That's not, I mean, Vanessa, if you're feeling inspired, of course, but also not to give you more work. Okay, moving right along. So that's the only private tree removal we have, I believe.
What's the only exemption? Was there anything on the permit side, Leah?
The other one we talked about last time.
Okay. Great. Yeah, it's been pretty slow. Okay, so I can move on then to spring tree planting. We had the bid go out. We had a good meeting with the SAP committee
Yes.
and talked about species. So I reformatted my bid to give a full list of all the species that we talked about. I took off some from my old list and added some new ones and added some details about high priority species like certain oaks and some of the new ones, and had the bid documents set up so that contractors would see that list multiple times. So if nothing else, it like triggers in their brain like, ooh, Somerville wants these trees. So I think that worked pretty well. We got the bids back and had 4 bids, and the lowest bidder was Wagon Wheel again, same as last year. So so they should be awarded the contract, I believe. It hasn't gone out, so hopefully I didn't jump the gun there. But yeah, should be good. They had to list which species they had available, and it wasn't that big of a surprise from last year, but I might see if they can try a little harder for some of those high priority species, like Nissa and I forget what other, but like some certain oaks and some of the other new ones we talked about that are escaping my recollection at the moment, but at least they saw them, and some different contractors had different species available. So so that's where we're at with spring tree planting. I am also, I think I mentioned this at the last meeting, but with the Mystic River Watershed Association grant, they have not only the private tree planting portion, but also public tree planting. So with that, it's going to be mostly volunteer planting. So I'm going to be using bare root trees. So it'll be sort of a different selection, and I will go find them. So I've been looking into what's available bare root at some different nurseries. So that'll also increase the diversity of what gets planted this year. Any questions?
I have a question, but is there like a possible way, like if Wagon Wheel doesn't have the diversity of species that we're looking for, especially with our, native plant aspirations and requirements, like for next year, could it be worked in that we, remind them, of course, that we need to hit 50% or more? I think the language is with more every year. And Vanessa, I think you've been hitting that sort of vague language. But we, can we just ask Wagon Wheel to go beyond what they have like accessible to them?
Yeah, potentially. The bid language does say at least 50% have to be native per native plant ordinance, and we prefer they are straight species that haven't been treated with neonicotinoids, all that good stuff, and it's stated multiple places in the bid. They have a pretty good selection. They just are missing some of the new ones we would want to try, or some of the good trustees. I don't think they had Nissa last year, but I think they'd be willing to work with me, and I can ask, like, can you please try harder to find these particular species? I think that would be fine. And they had a pretty good selection. I'm not doing it justice. It was a little bit fewer species than I would prefer, but it's still a good mix.
Okay. So I know we kind of went back and forth on Tilia. Are you and you were kind of, hesitant to plant anymore because of the mildew. I guess if you're planting any Tilia, let's go for the Americana version.
Don't remember if they had them. I haven't been planting much Tilia at all lately.
Yeah.
If I were to plant the Americana, I would have to be in parks. I wouldn't
In a
have to
park.
be on street.
Yeah, I think we discussed that at the SPAP, at the SAP meeting with you. It's just so intoxicatingly beautiful on a June summer night that it's it's worth the mildew for me, but I'm, you know, I haven't experienced it directly, so maybe if I'd experienced it directly, I would have a different opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
The honeydew like gets covered in sooty mold. It makes everything sticky and it is really hard to get off. It can like strip your paint of your car
Okay.
and your fences. So
So a park tree.
yeah, exactly. It can cover the grass with sooty mold, but not
Exactly.
the pathways.
Okay, this is exciting. When you have the finalized plant list, will you share it with us?
Sure. Yeah. Like accounts of each species and stuff like
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah,
just,
yeah, sure.
I don't mind geeking out a
Yeah,
little bit.
happy to do that.
Oh, sweet. Okay, any other thoughts on this, on spring tree planting? Did anyone else apply to get a tree? Okay. All right, moving along, ongoing work updates. All right, outreach. Let's get a report. Marion, I want to hear your voice.
Might come from Dorothy.
I don't have anything
Oh.
to say.
Sorry, Dorothy. We'll report on the farmers market after.
Sure. So a subcommittee of the outreach committee, or maybe it's a UFC subcommittee on outreach. We met Monday and Leah did a bang up job of kind of giving us the history and going through the materials and how things work and answering questions. And basically we brainstormed as, you know, some additional activities or tasks that we'd like to do to kind of not spruce things up, but just make things clearer and easier for people that are tabling, and hopefully also make the table more attractive. And so we have a follow-up meeting scheduled for next month to kind of prioritize and figure out how we'd actually, you know, what of those things we can do and who will do them. So TBD.
I was going to show a quick preview, if that's okay, of the tablecloth idea.
Oh, absolutely. It's fabulous.
Awesome. I did a little more research too, and I have an alternate. So the boring part, we can either get like a full tablecloth, and I looked at Vistaprint because it was easy. So we could get like a 6 or 8 foot tablecloth, and they can cover it all in a design, and it's like $400, which feels like a lot for a tablecloth. We can also get a runner, so just like a rectangle that we could drape over a table that we could get as 5 feet long, which might give us more flexibility because we don't always have the same size stuff when we're tabling, and we could always put it over a solid tablecloth. But those are 2 options I wanted to like see what people thought about. And then I did a quick draft of a tablecloth. I think I'd get rid of, we agreed that we would probably just make it solid green on top since we put so much stuff on the table, and then have the like tree and plant detail wrap around the border, and then have Somerville Urban Forestry Committee and maybe see if we can put our little emblem somewhere. But this is the draft. We want to see if folks have general thoughts and if this is in the range of things that's reasonable for us to purchase as a committee.
I think it looks awesome. I'm sorry I didn't come to the meeting on Monday, but I think that looks great. And I think probably price wise and also for the versatility or flexibility, the option 2 of the table runner, I think that looks awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking that could be a good compromise perhaps. And maybe we could even get, because those are like 150 each, so we could even get like 2 of them and have different stuff on each one. So that could make it fun.
We would probably want to buy some a couple of generic tablecloths to
put under it.
Put under it, yeah, because in my experience, you often have nothing.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Does the public space and urban forestry one, is it that kind of tablecloth that tucks into the leg, or is it like a drapey one like this?
This one's just a drapey one.
You know,
There
one
are,
that like we've used from,
mhm.
I think there's one in the bag that is getting used from our department. Is that not true?
Yes, there is, and I can, let me just take a,
I feel like it was
it,
a
it-
leg holder one.
Mm.
I just wonder, for those of you who have tabled more, like is a drapey one, like are people gonna trip on it at all? Was it good to have the table
Oh.
tuck in
Oh,
leg
I-
bit, or is it fine? I don't know. I don't table that often, so just a
question.
thought.
I think wind would be a bigger concern because it's
All in.
usually,
Mhm.
or it's always outside, usually outside. But we usually put a lot of stuff on top, so it's not too big a deal.
Yeah.
I have a design question.
Yes.
So you have two options here, the big drapey one and the short one. What did you call it?
A runner.
A runner.
It's called the runner.
If you were going to put the name on the big drapey mock-up you have here, the name runs the whole length of the table. Shouldn't the name only be 60 inches? So in case you were using it on a smaller table, the whole name would show?
Yeah, I would definitely redo the design to meet the parameters of the smaller one. But that's a good, yeah, good
Just
question.
because you don't know what size table you're gonna get. You know?
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like on the big one, you want it to only be as big as
60.
the smallest table. Yep,
Right.
that's a great point. Yeah, I was also trying to think like what the standard, usually we get 2 tables, or at Summer Streets, usually we get 2, and I was trying to think if we could do one that we can drape over both tables. But I think, yeah,
That would be really kind of big, wouldn't it?
yeah, that's probably 2 tablecloths, which made me think, oh, what if we got 2 tablecloths and 2 runners, and then we're ready for anything. But it is a bit of an investment, so I can bring back a revised design to the next meeting and then we can vote. I think we still have time before our sort of tabling season ramps up.
I haven't tabled for this before, but I do a lot of tabling for Mamas and other stuff. I think the option for the runner is brilliant, in part because you never know what size table you're going to get or how many tables, but also longer tablecloths tend to, even if people don't trip on it around the edges, they get it dirty and then it has to be laundered. And then that's part of the prep that you haven't necessarily thought of before you're heading to the farmer's market or whatnot for the tabling. So it would save laundry effort as well as some prep effort.
Great point, great point. All right, sounds like we're leaning towards the runner option. So I can do a new mock-up for that and we can review it in outreach committee and then have a final sort of proposal to bring to this committee next month.
So I have some thoughts. Could we just go back real
Oh yeah.
quick? Having any print on top.
I think I'm going to get rid of that part. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to update it, but I think all the top would be just green.
Covered. Yeah. I mean, it looks great. And to Vanessa's point, I do think the piece of tablecloth doesn't have the flowy legs, and that might, I'm looking at a picture I took and I'll share the screen in a second. It has sort of a neat look to it and might, I don't know if you guys, if we have that option.
Yeah, I think we can do the ones with the stretchy fabric too.
Okay.
So I could look into that.
Well,
So
good
maybe I'll
work.
come back with a stretchy one and a runner option and we can see what we like.
Okay.
And then I don't know how we like, I forget how we decide on budgetary related things, but do we have a vibe on max cost?
We get $1,000 per year. I can't remember what we've spent. It's not like in its own bucket, so I don't know, but I think we can swing.
Okay.
Probably.
Hopefully something we can use
potentially both if you like, yeah. Bring options next time and I'll look at the budget.
Great.
Before our meeting.
Yeah, I feel like usually in the past we've just spent it on giveaway plants.
And some supplies
like
like
printing and
the
supplies.
tags and stuff. Yeah.
I'd hate for it to eat too much into our plant investment, so
That's what I was thinking too.
maybe we do one at a time, just decide on one instead of two. It's like, oh no.
I think it's
Plants are
okay.
such a-
We have a little wiggle room too. And PSF can like cover some of the plants from our budget. We have some plant budget too, so
Okay, okay.
yeah. This is gonna be something that lasts a long time and
Mhm.
it's really useful for outreach, so I think it's worth investing in good quality stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Good job. Good job, Dorothy. And Leah.
Leah's done all the work.
Teamwork. No, Dorothy did the big work of making the meeting happen, which is a really hard thing to actually, get everyone to find a time so it doesn't go unnoticed. All right.
So I'd say along the lines of outreach, I want to give an update on our farmers market event. And can I share?
Please do.
Okay. How's that? Can you see it?
Yep.
That works. Okay. So we had a lovely outreach event. And so this is what the table looks like. I don't know if we can get some more of these like vertical type of standy type things to kind of make it look a little more interesting. Marion, do you want to give a debrief of the great fun we had?
People came, they were friendly, they were interested. I think one thing that I got was that it was hard to know exactly what to give people or what to tell people. So I think I would have loved to be a little bit to have like a plan of like, we're here to promote these 3 things and then to some extent we were like really promoting the pollinator action plan. But I felt like it was a little bit like we had so much and we didn't entirely know exactly what to do with it, but we had really great conversations with people. And we had so many people who were really interested and excited to talk to us. And that was really awesome.
That's a really great point and overlaps a lot with what we talked about in the outreach meeting on Monday. So I'd love if you and Tori or anyone else who's interested could join the next one and we can think about, because I think that's a big part of our agenda for the next meeting is, I think the word we came out with was like hierarchy. Like, how do we make a hierarchy of like someone comes to the table? How do you kind of have a flow chart of getting them the information they're most interested in? And then also, I think to the first point of the stands, how do we present a hierarchy of information? Because we have so many handouts and flyers and little bits. How do we make it more easy to digest? And so I think that's kind of was our big takeaway from Monday too. And Dorothy, feel free to chime in. But yeah, how do we streamline this a little bit more and take all of our collective experiences and try and get a little bit more organized and make a little bit more documentation. And we were also thinking about starting a sort of elevator pitch for the table. So everyone sort of starts off in the same place, and then as you talk to folks, finding what interests them the most. So yeah, we'd love if you're able to join the next meeting, that would be great. Or if you just want to, type up and share some of your experiences or thoughts. I think we're having a lot of the similar conversations. So that's great.
Yeah, those are good observations.
And I think also when we don't have plants to give away, like what's the thing that draws people into our table, which hopefully will be a nice tablecloth one day.
A lot of people did take QR codes seem to be really like big. Like people were like, oh, I don't need this handout. I'll just take a picture. And a lot of people did that with the pollinator action plan.
Awesome.
we did have some handouts for the Tree of Heaven. That was a popular one. And we got about a dozen people signed up for our tree enthusiasts, and I have one request for a tree. So Vanessa, I don't know if you're still accepting. If I can send you that information, and I can send you the emails too for the people who want to sign up.
Okay, great.
Our big giveaway was milkweed seeds. I had milkweed still in the pods, which are really interesting and tactile. And I made certain to tell people who have children, especially like, this is a science experiment too. Make sure everyone is able to examine it and see the silks and fluff. And we also, I gave away all the pawpaw seeds that I had. I put them in like little baggies that had about 18, probably at least 18 seeds. And a lot of people are like, I'll try to germinate them. I'll try. So Dreams of Pawpaw Festival is so could be a reality. Anyway, lots of fun, lots of good conversations. And so when we go, if we do this farmers market again, they did not have a table for us. So we ended up stealing the table of the other community group that was there. Luckily, there were 2 small tables that the farmers market was able to get us. But I wanted to set up 2 full tables so we could have the pollinator headbands and like activities for kids to do. So I guess at the next farmers market, if we do the indoor, just confirming if we need another table. And yeah,
Somerville farmers markets in general don't usually provide the tables unless you
Oh.
pay an extra rental fee. That might have been invisible to you in the past, but that is definitely my experience, is like you come with your 2 tables and you figure out who has a car to transport them in the case of mamas, because most of us don't.
yeah. Okay, I stopped sharing, right?
Mhm. Yep.
It's my first screen share. Feels so, we did
Aw,
it. Yay.
congrats.
Thanks.
Can I ask a quick question
Oh, of
related to
course,
it?
yeah.
That looks great, and thanks for doing that. Oh, so quickly too. You mentioned the Tree of Heaven flyer, which reminded me that there was some little tweaks that I think Marion and Leah were gonna do. Did you guys get a chance to finish that up? Is it like officially official now? No. Okay.
That was my goal.
Okay.
But yeah,
I wonder, like, I've been not putting it on the website yet for that. I can just do it and we can replace it later. Maybe that's the move. See, it seemed nice to me. Okay. I'll just put it up as is, and if you want to make the formatting changes, then we'll replace it. Okay, thank you.
adding
right.
it to my list now.
All right, good job. Good job, all. So let's move on to the Urban Forestry Committee overview and startup question. Leah,
I
will
have
you
it
share
open.
that document?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it keeps getting stuck. There we go. All right, so I think last time we talked about upcoming events, which was very timely. And now this time, question L, what state and municipal rules or regulations did the UFC need to consider in the course of its business, either about trees, code of conduct, or something else? That's a great question. I'm wondering if this is one of the ones that can be answered by linking to the tree protection ordinance, in which case I can do that at another time. Do we think there are?
think
Trying to
that's
remember if
most
it's
of
in
it,
there.
but there's also like the ethical guidelines of being a special municipal employee and what's it called?
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, conflict of interest and the thing that makes us have to do quorum and stuff. What's that called?
Open meeting.
Open meeting law. Thank you.
Conflict of interest. What did you say before that one? Sorry.
Um,
Special interest employee.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
special municipal employees. Like ethical. You guys have to do the training too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's, I think it's just a conflict of interest training. Is there
Maybe it's
another one?
together. There's like the receipt of papers and then the actual training. But it
Yeah.
might just be combined. And then the open meeting law. There's also a state law about trees, chapter, Massachusetts General Law, chapter 87. So that guides some of the work that we do.
Does that include having the public tree hearings?
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the law that protects public shade trees, so all
Yeah.
street trees.
Vanessa, do you mean the certificate of completion for the State Ethics Commission Conflict of Interest Law training? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, I think, yeah, we are, or you guys, I'm a staff member, but you guys are special municipal employees. So I guess, what am I referring to? I think that's what I'm referring to. Yeah, the actual training part. So you got the certificate because you did the training, which you had to do because you're special municipal employees. So it's all, yeah, same thing.
May I speak to that, Vanessa?
Please, yeah, go for it.
Having been a special municipal employee for a few years, yes, you're required to take all the regular ethics trainings of any employee of the city or the Commonwealth. And you know, they give you these funny little tests and you have to pass them, and you have to sign that you have completed all of this stuff. So yeah, that is all required. And you also have to, you know, do all of the normal conflicts of interest stuff as well, as if you were a regular employee of the city or the Commonwealth.
But is it different? Is the conflict of interest training part of the, is it all one thing or is it two things?
I think it's all one thing. It's been a while since it's been done, but
Oh.
but yeah, from time to time, we are required to sit down and listen to lectures and take these little tests. So
Yeah, I think it's every 2 years.
Yeah.
For staff anyways.
I think conflict of interest too is a prerequisite to being on the committee too, right? So it's like if you have conflict of interest, you can't join the committee. And then once you're able to join the committee, you have to take all the trainings required by the city.
That's true. It's a little bit different maybe from when you joined, Lee. I don't remember when it
Oh.
started. We weren't special municipal employees when we first were established. And then we became us part of the group of committees that were ordained special municipal employees by the city council, which means it opened up the eligibility for who could join and then just recuse themselves from
Mhm.
topics that overlapped. Which has
doesn't
been
it
helpful, I'm sure, with you
also
and Doris and other.
give you special legal coverage when you're actually working in a quote official unofficial capacity? So if you do something, you're covered as if you were an employee of the city. So for instance, if you did something and someone wanted to sue you, they'd have to sue you as an employee of the city. So the city would be liable, not you individually.
For things under the purview of the committee.
Yes.
Going in an official capacity.
Mm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
But you don't get any special benefits, no pension rights, no workers' compensation benefits, none of that stuff. Just the legal protection.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have a code of conduct.
We- We've talked about making one, I think.
There's
city-
the one that the mayor's office has for all committees now that we all signed.
Yeah, that was code of
I
conduct.
think that's what it's called.
And we did the anti-bias training too, wasn't that?
Which I don't remember.
Unless I'm confusing it with another committee.
Crystal says yes.
Um,
You're part of the AAC, right, Crystal?
It's a great reminder of all the things.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I just left the AAC because
Oh,
I have a class during our usual meeting time.
bummer.
Yeah, and also like I'm juggling a lot. But yes, based on my experience on the AAC, we had the anti-bias training from the city and we had the city's code of conduct. And I don't know if I still have that document link, but I can see if I can fish it out, if that would be helpful.
All the rules I can think of.
Awesome.
I guess
I,
you can put
I
tree
think the native planting ordinance does kind of
That counts.
stipulate, yeah, on how we plant, what we plant,
Yep.
And the tree protection ordinance.
and the tree protection ordinance, yeah.
Tree preservation ordinance.
Sorry.
Yep. Okay, Michael, do you have anything else to add, being your lawyer self?
No, not at this time.
Great. All right. Thanks, everyone. That was super. These are such a great reminder of like, oh yeah, these are all things we know. And now we're going to have them written down in one place.
Yep.
And every time we're like, wait, what do we have to do here? We can refer to a document.
Is this document also something that if we're doing like a tabling event and people are curious, is this also something we can show them, or are we thinking of it more as internal within the committee?
I think this one we thought of as internal, but it could be a good document to include as like reference. I feel like if the table is ever quiet, I would always like flip through the urban forestry plan. But this could be another thing like to just read up on as a committee member. So we could have it as a reference or something to refer to. Because if members of the public also ask like, what's the tree protection ordinance? Having a blurb about it would be helpful. It's a great point. On that outreach note, Crystal, thank you so much for sharing that document as well. It was very helpful. Oh my gosh, and code of conduct. I'm gonna link this one in here. All right, let's move on.
All right, moving along. Okay, species, oh, okay, we did the UFC overview. Species selection and planting protocol. We did meet with Vanessa. It was myself, Leah, Marion, and Vanessa. Was Rob there? I don't remember.
I feel like he wasn't.
Okay. Well, we did meet and we brainstormed about basically more native species that we might be able to incorporate into our contractors planting. And now off the top of my head, I'm trying to think, we talked about Carpinus, talked about hop hornbeam, talked about Nyssa. Did we talk about ironwood? I feel like or musclewood.
Yeah.
Didn't take good notes.
Carpinus is musclewood though.
Yeah. And American hop hornbeam, what's that?
Australia, Virginia.
Australia. Yep. Oh, we did talk about gray birch, right? Possibly incorporating that.
We did. So the birches, and we talked about yellow birch too, but especially yellow birch is subject to bronze birch borer, and so I'm wary to plant yellow birch. I put orange, yellow on it. Bronze birch borer. Yeah, it's one of the top contenders. I have a tree in my backyard that's dead from bronze birch borer, so I'm hesitant to plant much of that. The river birch is more the opposite of susceptible is
Resistant.
Tolerant?
resistant. Thank you. Resistant to bronze birch borer, but a lot of these other native ones are very susceptible.
And was hackberry,
We talked about that. I already do plant it when I can. So a lot of the ones we talked about, I already do some.
Yeah.
I just don't often have them available, but some new fun ones was common bald cypress, which we have planted in the past, but I've never planted it, so I'm willing to give that another go. We talked about American linden, mostly I would do it in parks. Sourwood, that would be fun. I would try that if I can find it. And pin cherry.
right.
And just for context, we have this sort of working spreadsheet of a bunch of species that we have planted in the past, want to plant, or are excited to plant, and we coded it with X being tried and tested favorites with some caveats, and then the question marks being something that would be an experiment, a test that we don't know if it would work, and then exclamation point ones we think will work well and we're excited to try, just for FYI. And I think the ones in parentheses are good, but possibly hard to find.
I think that I maybe put those in because they weren't there, but I already plant them when I
Sweet.
find them. Or I would, they were already on a different list.
Great.
And
You're right.
I don't think we talked about it too much. Trying to figure out where our evergreens go. I'd love to see more juniperous, is that red cedar?
Virginiana.
Eastern
Yeah.
cedar, yeah.
Eastern red cedar, yeah.
And I know it's the co-host of the cedar apple rust, but so beautiful. If anyone can check out the one at Morse Cali, we planted it. It was a foot tall, and we planted it, I think it's 2017 now. So it's about 12 feet tall now. It's really gorgeous. Tons of berries. Yeah, I think. And we can't plant the fringe tree. Although, can we? What's the risk there again?
Sorry, which one?
The fringe
Oh
tree.
yeah.
I think fringe
It's
tree is just
subject to
finding a
emerald
big enough-
ash borer, actually emerald ash borer will attack fringe trees.
Yeah, here's all our evergreens.
Yeah.
Good for yards and parks. But anyways, it's an ongoing effort, and we revisit it sort of every time we do the species recommendations. And yeah, great. So yeah, I think that's the SAP update.
Okay, good job. And Vanessa, thanks for taking your time to meet.
Thank you guys.
Moving on to the Somerville Most Wanted Weeds. I think this would be a good document to have before our next event. And Calla, would you like to make a time to meet? Because it's so hard to do this kind of stuff on your own. You need a
Yes.
double.
I would
know what I
love
mean?
that. Yes, totally.
So oh, are you on vacation?
I am, but ending tomorrow.
Okay.
But I could do at some point tomorrow if you're available.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can meet tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Anyone else want to
If it's
brainstorm on
tomorrow after 3, I might be able to join.
tomorrow after 3? I can do
That
that.
sounds good.
Calla, do you have the ability to send an invite?
Yes, I don't know if I can make a Zoom link, but I can see.
Okay, if you can't, I'll try to figure it out.
Okay.
I can
If
throw
anyone
one
else
out there
is
too.
interested, okay, yeah. And if anyone else is interested, like let us know and we can
Yeah.
put anything.
Leah, are you gonna send something out?
I can send it out, yeah.
Okay, okay, myself and Calla.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, good. Thanks, Calla. Thanks, Leah. All right, let's check out our urban forestry related job postings. This is something we look at regularly at our meetings to see if there are jobs that we might want to share with our networks. And RFPs, requests for proposals that we might be able to share. So what do we got? So I guess Breck's job will
job
be
is open?
posted.
Not posted yet.
Not posted yet. Okay, DPW grounds. Okay, tree surgeon. Do we know if these are all entry-level positions or
The tree surgeon does require some experience in tree work. I believe it's a year or 2. And they have to have a what's it called? The
Associate's
license to
degree.
make to drive a big truck.
oh yeah.
That's the challenge, is those combinations.
Is that something we offer?
Do you mean a
Like-
CDL?
I
That's-
do, thank you. I don't know why I
And
can't
what
think
about
of
the
it
heavy
today.
equipment operator licenses as well?
They need a
You
hoisting
need a
license if that's,
hoisting to be,
yeah,
I'm still staring, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Class B CDL is for a straight truck, not a trailer.
Okay. I think we have offered it in the past, but often when we've paid for it, then the people leave to go to a higher paying job. So it's
Oh,
tough. It's like
got
it's an expensive test to take, unfortunately. So it's limiting.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
did have the union contract was negotiated for that covered these positions. So I don't know exactly what the rate is now, but it's higher than it was before, which is good. And hopefully will help us recruit.
I have a
classified at
question.
mid-level.
If the city pays for these people's exams for these things, can't they require them to have a certain term of employment before they can leave as like a contractual term?
That seems fair. I don't know. Yeah, that's good. Good question.
I think that you can require that it be reimbursed if the person leaves before that term, but you can't create indentured servitude, no matter how small the amount.
That makes sense too. I'm pretty sure this was posted, February 5th. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that's a new rate or not.
Well, keep your ears open and we'll keep trying. I think that was it from what I saw. Some senior planning positions. And then some Rex jobs. Sorry, I'm going fast. All
Yeah.
right, so that's it for the.
I just say crossing guards are always needed, so.
Mhm. And then open bids. Snow plowing. Oh, memorial installation. Sounds interesting. Complete streets.
Yeah.
West Broadway. Somerville Young Tree Training Program.
Yep.
So that's for contractors to do the work?
Yes.
Awesome. And Kennedy Schoolyard renovation.
Yeah.
Great.
We also had our Parks Tree Health Program bid. Went out and came back. Did it? It must have been. Now I'm spacing on who won that one, but oh yeah, Barrett Tree won Parks Tree Health. So, and soon our Emerald Ash Borer contract will go out probably before our next meeting.
I have a question that might be a potential contract in this space. The master plan for urban forestry, like when that gets updated, it presumably also includes like the tree canopy survey being done again, that sort of thing. Is that accurate? And do you know what timeline we're on for that?
Well, it was published in 2021. It didn't actually have a real time, like it wasn't a time range, and it's sort of at will, but I'd say I don't expect we're gonna redo that anytime soon. Probably hoping for like an 8 or 10 year horizon for that plan. We are I'm hoping we are in the very final stages of doing of completing our inventory. So you might have missed some meetings that I've talked about it, but we have done a new tree inventory for all the public trees. We chose to do a smart tree inventory that was captured by 360-degree cameras and LiDAR data. So we have digital twins of each tree. And really excited about it. There's been a lot, we're one of the first cities in the US to have it. And so there's been a lot more post-processing work than any of us expected, including the contractor. So the scans happened last June and July, and they're still processing the data and trying to match it to our prior inventory. So we're hoping to wrap that up soon, but they keep saying that, so I don't know. I'm getting very anxious, but we will have new tree inventory data as soon as we can.
No judgment whatsoever. I have is an archaeologist and uses LiDAR data, and it is very complex sounding.
Yeah. Yep. So it won't be the canopy level data, but it will be at least on the ground side.
All right, so exciting. Vanessa, has a horticulturalist contract gone out?
It did go out.
I mean, did we
We did.
offshoots?
Nope, offshoots was expensive, and so was Pemberton. The low bidder was, who was it? Essex Landscaping, I think. Essex.
Essex Horticulture?
Yeah, I think so. I'll have to double check that, but it was someone unexpected, but after conversation with them, with our public space staff, it was clear they understood the assignment and that they were going to do a good job. So
I've worked with them once and they seemed great. It was for invasive species removal and monitoring, but they were very good. So that's good.
good.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, we're gonna get it. Thank you.
Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good news. Okay, anything else on those items? Okay, moving to, going to the approval of minutes from previous meetings. I'm just taking a moment to if have people looked at those minutes? And if you haven't, just take a moment. Vanessa, I'm just reviewing them since we have.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
I did
can you-
resend the December minutes, but I had sent those before our previous meeting.
Okay. Who took these minutes? Is that Calla?
Calla, yep.
Calla,
I did the last month's one.
you take really good minutes.
It's always a rush. I'm like, I have all these typos, but then once I go back and edit them, I try and make it.
Here's a question. Has anyone tried using AI for taking minutes? Have we ventured into that scary territory yet?
Funny, I was just thinking about that today. Like, no, maybe we don't need to do this anymore.
Used it for minutes and yeah, there's a button at the top of the screen that somebody could touch. I mean, you have to review them, but it does take minutes. But it's more of a transcript, but so then you have to ask it to summarize it depending on which application you have of AI.
I would plead that we not go there.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with creating automated transcripts so that people can go and look up stuff. But I just AI is pernicious and toxic, and it is stealing everything that we do. So everything that we produce will then become part of some corporation or another's like data sources that they can rely on stuff. AI introduces all sorts of errors constantly. It saps any kind of intelligent analysis out of things and just gives you the lowest common denominator pap. So any kind of like, there's so much passion and so much insight and so much real substance in our team. And it would really sicken me to see us go to AI. So for God's sake, please, let's not do that.
I would also add as well, being that we do focus with like environmental stuff, keeping in mind like the environmental impacts of generative AI and water use is another thing I'm trying to be more aware of as well.
Absolutely, 300%.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do right now, I'd like to make this official. I would like to entertain a motion that we do not use AI in taking our minutes. I don't know if it's as simple as that.
I can put it in our startup document.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do that.
Words that are not binding, but will
Yeah,
be referenced again in the future
yeah,
if we agree. I don't think we have to vote to write things in this document, but
yeah. No, you said it so well, Marion. What did you say? Zaps the life out of. Well, we have you. Someone took notes of everything you just said. So I just want to appreciate that. And I agree.
May I offer some, what I hope is constructive criticism? Been doing minutes for a long time. And these minutes did you do them, Kalia?
Yeah, I did last month. Yeah.
Okay, they look too big, too extensive.
Okay.
You have to remember, you're not a stenographer. You don't need to put down every word. You just need to put down ideas. And it also
Okay.
makes it easier for someone who's reading the minutes because they're like, they don't want to read a novel. They just want to read a quick summary of the meeting. So, and
Thank you so much.
I know it's hard to do because coming from my legal background, the last time I did minutes, everybody yelled at me because it was like 5 pages long and written like a trial transcript. So it is better for everybody if you can do it shorter.
Yeah, totally. Thank you.
Counter that a little bit, it is helpful. Like, I feel like we're the ones who are the most likely to actually look at the meeting minutes, and yeah, we definitely could do less, but this has come in handy when I'm like, what did we talk about again? So there's something to be said for this too. I know it's, not the traditional way, but it also could be fewer pages if it wasn't indented so much. So we're trying to keep the organizational structure a bit.
Yeah, I think I for one appreciate the detail. I mean, I think it could be a little bit less detailed, but I think that like I don't know how many of you read Chris Dwan's blow by blow coverage in real time of city council meetings. Like lots of people read that and follow it and rely on it because it is fairly detailed. And I think that having good minutes gives us that level of richness about the Urban Forestry Committee, and it's good.
When I miss a UFC meeting and I go over the minutes and can find out who was specifically talking about the thing I was interested in following up, that is super helpful. And that's what you get from some of these details is like, hey, so Kala said about the climate ambassadors, blah, blah, blah. And like, I just ping Kala instead of asking Vanessa to connect me to whoever Vanessa thinks was talking about it at the meeting.
Yeah, I
Just so
tend
you all
to,
know, I'm taking the minutes and they will not be as detailed as what Calla did, or they are not. If you wanted them, they're already done. So anyway, they are what they are.
I think it's good that we have a range, so it's
Yeah.
all good. Either way is good in my opinion.
yeah, I'm a detail. I like the details, and I know it's really supposedly not really how you're supposed to take minutes, but we have a range of minute takers. And thanks, Michael, for adding your thoughts. Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the December 19th and January 16th.
Should we do each one separately? As I know we tried to do December last time, but we
right.
didn't have everyone there, so maybe just having approvals for each one.
Yes, good idea.
Just with the preface that you don't have to have been at the meeting to approve the meeting minutes. It's just a written record. You don't have to say yay if you don't feel comfortable, but it's not a requirement.
I'm
I-
entertaining a motion because I don't believe I can make a motion. Not that
I
we're
make a
doing
motion.
Rob. Okay, good.
Motion for just one, Leah?
Can I motion for both? Or no, I'll motion December.
We'll second the motion.
And then roll call vote.
Yeah, all in roll call. I'm just gonna call on people. Vanessa,
Yay.
Leah,
Yay.
Marion,
Yay.
Dorothy, Calla,
Yay.
okay, Tori, yay.
I like this better than I.
Sorry,
I like this better than I. You know how you can
Yay.
say I or yay? Like I like yay better.
oh,
So silly, but I know.
no, you're wonderful, Marion, and you were great to spend time with. Lots of
I'm a
fun.
child. I'm a grown child.
Okay, entertaining a motion to approve of the January 16th minutes.
I make a motion to approve the January 16th minutes.
I will
Marion seconds. Calla seconds. Roll call, Vanessa,
Yay.
Leah,
Yay.
Marion,
Yay.
Dorothy. Yep,
Thumbs up.
Calla, Dorothy, thumbs up. Calla,
Yay.
Tori, yay. Those meeting minutes have been approved. All right. Does anybody else have anything to share? We're gonna end early, which is a rarity. So, and something I mean to do, just if anyone has an agenda item for a meeting, just send it to myself and Leah and Vanessa. Because we can get other things on, what we want to talk about on the agenda. So just wanted to encourage that. Our next meeting is it going to sneak up on us again? Okay. March 20th, for real. Oh, we're going to have wonderful things to talk about. Okay. I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn. Oh, Crystal, I see a question.
Sorry, has Somerville decided the Somerville specific Earth Day date yet?
We get to pick Arbor Day,
Did you say
Which-
Earth Day, Crystal?
but I think you said Earth Day.
I did say Earth Day. I mean, the thing where last year it was like everybody else observes it this other day, we're observing it this date.
Yeah, that's Arbor Day for us.
Okay.
And that is something we get to control, and it's something we should add to the agenda for next month. Very timely.
Excellent.
Usually, if it's later in the year, that means we forgot to bring it up.
All right, wonderful, good people. Entertaining a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
All in favor? Oh, seconded. Right.
All
All
right.
in favor?
Yay.
Yay. Let the minutes reflect everyone. Okay, we'll see you next month.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
people.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.